relaxed weekend brunch, and it's about the mix of sweet and savory. I've taken care of the sweet side of things with the vanilla pound cake and peach vanilla jam. We're going to have our breakfast bread pudding, but the savory core of the meal is my teriyaki steak and bean salad. And look at this sirloin steak, and it just really sets off all the ingredients. I've got a complex, without being complicated, salad to go with it, making it a hearty and fulfilling lunch dish. I want to get the steak on the grill. When you're grilling a steak, you want to use a fairly high heat, medium high to high, depending on your grill. So I've got mine on medium high. Look at that. This is about 1.5 pounds. It's not a super tender cut like a tenderloin or a strip loin, but nor is it a terribly tough cut. It sort of sits in the middle, which is why it's perfect for taking on a teriyaki marinade. Some of the flavors I'm going to put in the salad, I've actually already worked into the marinade. The first being soy sauce, and I've also added in rice vinegar, which is key to a marinade, to have some sort of acid in there to actually break down some of the tissue and tenderize the steak. The combination of ginger and garlic together, that signature teriyaki taste is the balance of the salt in the soy sauce, the acidity in the rice vinegar, but a little sweetness, and I've stirred in brown sugar. A little chili flake for heat. What I'll do though, while the steak is grilling, is pour this into a pan and reduce it down. That brown sugar will caramelize a little bit. There we go. So I'll let that reduce while I'm cooking my steak. And let's take a peek at it. Look at that. Oh, doesn't that look fantastic? And this is about ready for a turn. And to get that beautiful crisscross pattern, you just turn it 90 degrees. And you don't want to keep moving your steak. You want to leave it still. Now that I've turned it, I can spend a little time working on my salad. And I start with Napa cabbage, which is sort of the lightest tasting of the cabbage family. It's almost cabbage meets lettuce. It sort of gives body to the salad. I have a weakness for green beans in salads. I love salad niçoise. And these are simply fresh green beans that have been blanched and chilled. Azuki beans, which are a Japanese bean. They're a very small bean. You buy them dried. You can find them in bulk stores or in Asian food stores. And that adds a great hit of protein. So even if you're not having the steak, you've got a full meal right in the salad. Crunchy but light bean sprouts. Some sliced mushrooms, because mushrooms and steak are natural. And then diced up cucumber. I'm just going to take a peek at the salad, or take a peek at the steak. That's the salad. Oh, that is fabulous. Now that my teriyaki glaze has reduced, it's thickened up a little bit because of the sugar in there. And I'll put a nice glossy coating on top. Just a few more ingredients to add to the salad. Fresh coriander leaves, and I'll just toss those right in. And if coriander isn't your thing, don't worry about it. You can leave it out. But what is really a nice add-in is fresh mint. This is really a rough and easy salad. It's about the big chunky pieces, so each bite you get a different flavor going on. And I'll just give this a quick toss just to combine the colors and the textures of good, healthy salad. And it's time for the dressing. It starts with 1.5 tablespoons of miso paste. It's packed with protein, and it's sort of the texture of peanut butter, but it's very easy to work with, and it really thickens and makes this a hearty salad dressing. So like any vinaigrette, you add a little acidity, rice vinegar, which really works because this is a gentle melding of flavors. 1.5 tablespoons of that, the same measure of honey. The honey adds a different depth of flavor than, say, the brown sugar in the marinade. And 1.5 tablespoons also of soy sauce, the same measure of just water. And I used garlic in the marinade because I'm going to cook it out, but I don't want to have raw garlic in my dressing, so I'm just going to use the ginger alone here, about 1.5 teaspoons, and then whisk this all together. The full body of the miso and all these other flavors, you really don't need a lot of oil in this vinaigrette. 5 tablespoons, and I like to use a vegetable oil because it's neutral in taste. I want to taste all the other ingredients, not just the oil. So a simple vegetable oil like canola does the trick. I smell the steak, so I think it's time to come off the grill. And I'd like to give this a little time to rest, so when I slice it, the juices stay in the steak and don't end up on the cutting board. Oh yeah, that last ingredient. A little bit of sesame oil, just a touch. And now I'll dress the salad with this full recipe and give it a good toss. What a great combination of ingredients. And now, to slice the steak, I'm going to slice right into the middle of the steak on a bit of an angle. And look at how perfectly done. So you've got that caramelization on the outside. And I like thin slices so it's easy to pick up and eat. Place that right on top. A little sprinkle of sesame seeds, lightly toasted, black and white ones. Doesn't that look amazing? Oh, I can't wait for my guests. Of course, I go right for that caramelized outside piece. My guests will be arriving soon, so I have to put together my peach bellini.